Hello, 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 yes it is me, zu-wii-mama, and yet again back with another Minecraft tutorial. And yes, you've already seen by the thumbnail that it's a squid. I know, calm down, don't, it's a squid. I know it's a classic mob though, so I wanted to do it. I've been focusing quite a lot on a lot of story mode mobs and a lot of dungeons mobs, so I figured it'd be nice to go back to the old classics and get that done. But while we're just passing, actually, I just want to mention a lot of people have been asking for the zoglin and the hoglin. The zoglin is still in pieces. It's got double heads. That was a big error on my behalf, but yeah, I've not actually built the hoglin yet. Okay, so that I will get round to that. Just trust me, alright? But anyway, back to the squid. So yeah, a classic mob that I wanted to build for a while, so I figured it'd do it. So a nice little simple build this one is, and he turned out alright. Didn't turn out too bad. One thing I would say is if you want to add a little bit of a little bit of angles on the tentacles there, then go for it, because obviously I've built them quite straight. But if you feel brave and you want to add a different angle on them, then go for it. But yeah, all in all, apart from the straight tentacles, because they do that, don't they? When they're swimming up, they tend to have the straight tentacles. But apart from that, he didn't turn out too bad, eh? So anyway, let's get down to the colours, shall we? So we got 14 white concrete. I don't know why that picture there is a snow block, but it is white concrete or snow. 2 black concrete. 327 light blue concrete. 12 light blue wool. 600 blue concrete, 185 blue wool, 168 cyan concrete, 28 red concrete, 12 red wool, and just 12 nether wart blocks as well. And I just want to say some of these numbers might not be 100% exact, so do carry spare just in case. Okay, so make sure you got yourself a nice big area that you can start building on, and just don't forget we're building the base at the minute, so you want to make sure there's enough room because the tentacles will be hanging down as well. So this is just the base of the actual squid where the mouth is. So what we're doing is we're building a big square which is 12 by 12 blocks, and you're going to use blue wool, and it should connect up nicely like that. So 12 by 12 all the way round. Switch into your blue concrete. I want you to go like this and whip it all the way round on the inside of that square. Okay, so we've got a blue outer square which is wool, and then a blue inner square which is the blue concrete. Looking like that. There we go. Now I want you to go pop 1 in each corner as well, just to finish off that with the blue. Okay, so once you've done that, what I want you to do is spin onto the underside, and from the corner here, I want you to do 4 blocks, 2 by 2. Leave a 3 block gap, and on the 4th block, do it again, another 2 by 2 little square there. And then again on the corner, you want a 2 by 2 square, 1, 2, 3 block gap, and then again 2 by 2 in the center. So just keep repeating that process all the way around, and once you've done that, you should have 8 tentacles in total, which is what an octopus has. And once you've done that, we're then going to literally build these down. So from that first block, including that first block we've placed, we want to come down by 14 in total. And if you think that the tentacles look a little bit too long, or you want to make them a little bit shorter, then obviously freestyle, do whatever you want. I just did 14. It looks pretty fine on my build, so I'll leave that up to you. But as long as it's 14 blocks down, and all you need to do is, again, you need to do that for every single one, so it's a little bit boring. So I will just actually just do that one tentacle there, and then I'm going to fill all the rest in myself. There we go. Okay, so using your white concrete, what we want you to do from the corner here is miss a block, place 1, 2 blocks gap, place another one, and then just repeat that on every single side because it's exactly the same. So 1, miss 2 blocks, place 1, 1, miss 2 blocks, place 1. So it should all be nice and balanced out like that. Okay, once you've done that, we're going to just fill this in. So we're going to use our red wool to start off with, and we're going to place 2 at the back here, 2 towards us, spin onto the right hand side. We're going to miss that whole section there. We're going to place 2 here with 1 there, wrapped around that tooth, I guess, if you want to call it a tooth. A couple here and there, look at that, looks good. I mean, you can freestyle it a bit if you want. It all adds to the effect, and just 2 there. So you should have something looking a little bit like this. Now we're going to switch to the red netherwart block, and I want you to come out from that white there by 1 block. And then we're going to do like a 3x3 cube, or square should I say. There we go, 3x3 square. And then to the left, we're going to place 1 block there, and then 2 along the bottom. So you should have something like that, looking good. Now switching to our red concrete, and all you need to do now is just fill in all the gaps with the red concrete. Okay, so we will, there we go, just fill all this in. And again, it's one of those things where if you want to place things slightly differently, go for it, because it all will look fine in the end anyway. Okay, look at that, there we go. And I'll just hold the camera there a little bit so you can see what's going on. There we go, so that's the base all completed. Okay, so from the corner of the build here, I want you to just knock that 1 block out, and we're going to go up by a total of 16 blocks with our blue concrete. Okay, so this is going to be obviously the main body part of the squid, and we don't need to worry about counting out across because it's the same dimensions as the base here, and then just bring that corner all the way up to the same point. There we go, it should be 16 blocks, and it should all match up nicely. Knock that one out, and there we go, that's the start of our build of the head. Okay, so using our blue wool, top left of the build, we're going to come across by 3, and then we're going to switch our cyan concrete, do 4, and then followed by another 3 wool. And from that corner there, we can bring that down by a total of 5 blue wool, followed by a total of 5 cyan concrete again. Now we're just going to actually go with the wool and just bring that all the way to the base. Then we're going to go to the top left, and we're going to bring that down by a total of 5. So you just added on an extra 4 blue wool there. And then again with the cyan concrete, we're going to bring that down by 5. And then switch back to your blue wool and bring that all the way down to the base as well. So you should have something looking like this. Okay, so using our cyan concrete, on the left hand side of the build, we're going to go 1, 2, and then bring it across by 1. And then go down by 1, and then bring that across by 3 blocks for now. And then do the same on the opposite side. So across, down by 2, sorry, across by 1, down by 1, and then that should link up nicely to the other side, okay? While we've got our cyan in our hand, we're going to go to the top left of the build and place 1 there, miss a block and place 1 below it, and then to the right hand side, we're going to just place a block there as well. Okay, now moving on to the eyes. So with this section here, we're just going to come down by 1 and place 3 white concrete, followed by a black concrete, and do the same on the opposite side. So 1 black concrete there, and then wrap it around with some white concrete. So there's the eyes all done. Okay, so now we got the eyes out of the way, we're going to now switch to our light blue wool. I keep forgetting the names. Put 3 in that top left hand corner, and then we're going to go down to the bottom right hand corner. From this block here, we're actually going to place 1 block there, and then we're actually going to do 2 next to it as well, diagonally. There you go, so you should have something looking like that. It's just like little highlights, that is. Underneath here, you want to use your blue wool, and then we're just going to fill in all this section there. And I forgot to mention, I need to place 1 more blue wool just in the top corner here as well, so you can place it there next to that cyan concrete. Now all you need to do now is go back to your light blue concrete, and you're going to fill in every single bit of gap that you can find on the front of the build, okay? There we go. We'll just speed things up because it's a little bit boring watching me placing blocks in the wrong places. And you should have something looking a little bit like that. Okay, so spinning on to the right hand side of the build, we're going to build this section up now. And from that corner block, again, we're going to just knock that wool out and bring it all the way up in level with the top of the build. And you can bring the top across as well. And then just, there we go, link it all up nicely. There we go. And what we're going to do now is build this section up. So we're going to use our blue wool to start. We're going to do 1, 2, 3 there, and then 1, 2, 3 in total across there, and 1 in the corner. Okay, followed by our cyan concrete. We're going to place 4 across the top, followed by 3 wool, and this time we're actually going to come down by 4, so it's not the same as the other corner, right? And place 1 there. Now we're going to just bring this down. So with this cyan concrete, we're going to come down by a total of 7. Okay, and then we're going to come across by 1, down by 1, across by 1, down by 1, and then across. Okay, we're just going to leave that there. So you just put 2 for now, but it's going to link up to the other side when we get to that. On the right hand side here, we're just going to put 2 cyan there as well. Put 1 here and 1 next to it. So that should all link up nicely. Okay, and then to the left hand side of the build, we're going to place 1 in that corner, 1 in that corner, and then from here we're going to come down by 7 blocks again with the cyan concrete, and then come across by 1, and then down by a total of 3, and then across by 1, down by 1, and then that should link up nicely to that other side as well. There we go, look at that. You're doing great at the minute. You're doing great. Using our blue wool, we're just going to actually fill in all this gap underneath of that section we just made. So we can just fill all this in. Very, very nice. There we go, very quickly. Beautiful, look at that. Use a little bit of blue wool, and we're just going to come from this corner here, come down by 2 blocks and then come across by 1, and you can leave it there. And yes, you've already guessed it, the rest is going to be filled in with light blue concrete, so I will speed things up because again, you don't want to be watching me placing all that blue. It's just a long-winded process. There we go, so that's one side complete. So what we're going to do now is literally replicate what we've done on the opposite side. So what we're going to do is just get this blue from the top here, and we can just pull that all the way across and link it to this corner, and then link it down to the other bottom corner as well. And just for any of you veterans out there that have seen all of my videos, or most of them at least, you're familiar with the build battle, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to have like a little build off battle. And so what we're going to do is that panel that you can see in front of us, we're going to copy that exact same pattern across onto this side. But we're going to race, alright? We're going to race. Get ready? Go. Okay, so all you're doing, like I said, is we're copying the exact same pattern that you can see opposite us onto this side. Okay, and we're going to see who wins. And I just want to say as well, I have not rehearsed this. I've literally did this in one take. I've recorded it and posted and put it on the video. Okay, so I haven't cheated and did it multiple times. I've just did it as quick as I could. And I tell you what, it's so embarrassing. Sometimes I wish I could just use my editing skills to re-edit it, because look at all these blocks that I'm placing wrong. I'm just awful. Like, I think it must be the pressure. It must have got to me. Look, I couldn't tell you how many blocks I misplaced when doing this section. I think it's the worst point when I get to the light blue in a minute. I just seem to like literally put that stuff everywhere, and I've just, yeah, blocks everywhere, look, wrong places, and yeah, it's not looking good so far. I'm hoping at this point you are in a better position than me and probably not made as many mistakes, and I'm hoping you're probably ahead of me. I reckon a lot of people are going to beat me on this one, I must admit, because I'll tell you at the end, but yeah, definitely a lot of people have beat me on this one. I'm telling you, I've definitely not won. I've definitely not won. No way. Oh, come on. Oh, last bit of blue. Here we go. Get that little bit of blue wool in as well. And poof. There we go. Last one. And I just want to say now, congratulations if you beat me. And I'm telling you now, if you haven't beat me as of yet, you have, because I've made mine wrong. If you look at the base there of that section, it should be 2 high with wool, and I actually made it 1 high. So yeah, you've beat me. So congratulations. I was a failure on that one. Just don't make any mistakes like I did. And what we're going to do now is spin onto the back of the build, and all I'm doing here again is copying that same panel that I can see to the left or to the right, and just copy it across onto this side, because again, this panel is exactly the same as the 2 side panels as well. So I'm going to speed things up again, but if you're still a bit unsure, just rewatch the first part of the video on the side panel and just redo that and rewatch it, and obviously put that panel in there. Okay. But I'll show you now, when we finish this section, you'll see what I mean. So the base of this build, you can see it's 2 high with wool round the base there. And this one on the build battle that I've just did, it's only 1 high. So I've did a big area there, and that's why I've lost, and that's why you've won. So congratulations again. Okay, so let's finish this build off then, shall we? So from the front left-hand side, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're going to place 1, 2, and then 1 in that corner. The back left corner, we're going to pretty much do the same. So we're going to come down by 4. We're going to place 1, 2 blocks there, and then 1, 2. Leave a 3 block gap and place 3 wool again. And then another 2 on top, and then 2 down the side. And then again, this corner here, we're going to place a blue concrete in the corner first of all, and then 2 wool. So you should have something looking like that. Once you've done that, we're actually now using our cyan concrete, and we're going to fill in some of the gaps. So we're going to go to the back of the build, place 3 there, 1 in that corner, 1 in that corner. From this corner, we're going to go 4, and then we're going to bring that across. So we're just going to whip this around all the way to the circumference of that, and I missed a block there. Okay, and then link it to that side, and then you're going to place 2 just there, 1 on that diagonal there, and then place 3 along here. And then again, we're going to just whip that along that lip there. There we go, there, and there, and just the 1 block there. And I'll just hover over the top there so you can see what we're doing. looking good. Okay, get that down. Okay, now switching to a light blue wool, we're going to go from this corner, we're going to come out by 1 block, and we're going to do 2 blocks like so, and then we're going to put 1 on the diagonal from the corner of it, looking like that. And this is the fun part, light blue concrete, you're just going to fill in all the gaps again, and that is it, my friends. You have successfully got yourselves a squid. And he is a mighty fine looking squid. I really enjoyed making this mob. Nice and simple build. But yeah, nice little effect as well. It looks pretty cool. But anyway, I've been zu-wii-mama. I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.